been touched and massaged and changed in every, in so many small ways. It adds up to being a completely different feel.
So this seems like a lot more work than play.
Right now, it probably is. It's just funny. Everybody expects that you're gonna get a bike like this. I mean, obviously the bike is capable, but just like they did with Jeff or any of the other races that these guys have been in, everybody expects they're just going to go out and win right away.
I mean, Yoshimura, when they come out with the new models and stuff in the past, they've actually gone backward for a little bit until they get a handle on the setup. I mean, it's obvious the package, the core components are much better. It makes more power. It's lighter. It's been it's streamlined, and it's just a lot better design in so many ways. But without a setup that goes with the track and the rider, you can't utilize it, right?
Right.
It takes a year to set up the bike to win.
Well, that's okay. We have another day.
Yeah.
We have one more day, so we should be okay.
One thing I have to say is that when I got on the DSP bike, coming out of some of the corners where I was, a little lower in the RPM, and I'm whacking the throttle, and I'm like, oh, there's the difference.
Yeah.
The 1190 is like wheeling and then pulling off the corner really hard, no matter where you are in the RPM.
Yeah.
The DSP, if you get below a certain, if you flip below 8,000, or even below 10,000, it just doesn't have that same rush.
Yeah, it's definitely got the potential. We just have to get sponsorship so we can keep at it. Are you listening?
Can I use your cell phone to call show ride?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
So, did you decide to go with the battery?
Of course.
You did?
Yes, without a doubt. The standard Harley battery. It's cement, right? It's giant. The Shirai battery, which is like a Nerf football. I mean, it's awesome. Got to be a difference of at least 10 pounds. It feels like it at least. It's awesome.
Well, we're going to get this battery in as quick as we can so we can get out there and get some track time.
Sean's been great all day. I mean, I came here, needed a tire changed. He hooked me up with a tire change.
That's awesome.
Now he's hooking me up with a battery on my first track day. And he's putting it in for me. That's the kind of good people you meet.
Because the Show Ride battery is so much smaller, we have to shim it up with these pads, with these foam pads to get the terminals back up in the same location.
Pull that out. And this just got that cable tied up.
So we're at about 40 sag right now, rider.
41 millimeters of front rider sag.
Rider sag.
Right.
Okay.
So that's pretty reasonable. We'll leave the zip tie on and see how it is on the track. If it, see how much stroke we're using. Figure out a way to measure rear sag. We need a vertical reference point.
Let's see, 573. 549.
Turns, and then we'll check free sag again.
This is the first time I'll be riding this bike on the track with GP shift. So it's the first time I'm riding this bike, period, on the track. Well, that was truly awful. Totally uncomfortable. I need to drop down probably to the C group right now because I'm completely out of sorts on the bike. The GP shift is really throwing me off. I'm thinking too much about it, so I'm not thinking about just riding. And right now I just don't feel safe out there with guys going fast and I shouldn't be out there with the fast guys right now. So I'm going to drop down.
How's the shifting?
Awful.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I was thinking about it all the time. Wasn't thinking just about riding, wasn't in a groove. You know, my attention was all on the shifting. I had to think about, okay, where am I downshifting? Awful, really horrible. I mean, it's so radically different than the 1125. I mean, it's really shockingly different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so small and just so...
The size is what baffles me. It's like it has such a smaller presence.
It's so small compared to... I mean, the 1125, I'm used to kind of wrapping myself around it, you know, and it's like a kind of a bear hug, you know? Shift. Right now, all I need to do is shift.
I think, yeah, you just need a few sessions to just ride it like a street bike and shift it, you know, with a reverse pattern. And dealing with the track, unfamiliarity, and the bike, it was like, wow, this is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to do. Yeah, and the track, every time I get on this track, I forget how tight it is, how small it is.
Yeah.
Every time I come around a turn, the next turn is right there, you know. I just feel completely out of tune.
11.5, 10 millimeters, I mean, usually 120 is kind of standard.
Yeah.
I think I have one of those tools to evacuate some oil. The question is, do you have a tool to take the cap off? That looks like a special tool.
No, but you know who's here is Knowledge Tuning.
Oh yeah, he would have.
And can we take it off in the bike like this? Do we have to?
I think we can. Yeah, it looks. So I'm kind of curious to see what that rear preload and compression did, because I haven't ridden it since those changes.
Well, you want to go out on it?
Yeah. Are you going to get a B sticker so you can go out in B?
Yeah, but you can go out in A. Go ahead.
Okay. Rear shock looks like all the threads are used right now. I was considering, based on the way the steering is, I was thinking maybe we should
shorten the shock.
Yeah, shorten the shock and lower the rear a little bit. It's getting kind of late in the day. We probably should start making some progress. So I'm thinking that we're going to want to go that direction. I mean, if we had more time, we would just do, you know, the changes, the compression and the preload, and evaluate that before we make that change. But
you mean shortening it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm based on my experience in the other bike, I'm pretty sure it'll be beneficial to lower it if we can get another turn or so.
Okay.
Hoping that by lowering the rear ride height, it's going to do
more trail.
It'll do that, and it'll also flatten the swing arm angle. You know, when we're on the throttle, it shouldn't have as much anti-squat, so it should be able to absorb the bumps a little better. It seems a bit twitchy and finicky over the bumps on the throttle. So. About right to the tip of the swing arm here.
Okay.
So it's write this down. Okay, 585 or 685. Yeah, you're down over there.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Huh.
Didn't Michael say anything about what's in there for steering geometry? Does it have steer cups in it? Is it breaked out from what we're used to on the stock 1125R?
I think there's a little more trail in the 1125, the stock.
Yeah, well, we could, if we can't lower the rear, we could raise the front of the bike a little bit. Push the tubes down in the clamp and make those slush. That'll give us a little bit. We also could increase the front preload because we had 41 millimeters of sag.
Yeah, that's
We could get away with 38 or 37 even probably. The general idea I think is we're going to want to raise the front, lower the rear.
Yeah.
Good thing was it did seem like the front and rear wheel weight seemed to be pretty balanced. You know, when it would hit stuff, it was harsh and wouldn't absorb it, but there was very little pitch. You know, it wasn't
pitching back and forth.
not much. Yeah. Actually, I was kind of hoping it would do a little bit more front. You know, on the brakes, I would like it to go dive a little bit more, and then on that feeling of when you get on the gas to have a little bit of rearward motion, because right now it just stays taut.
It just stays, yeah, it's
very
tight as a drum.
Very high up in the stroke when you get on the gas.
Yeah.
see Rob anywhere?
Ouch. Might be time to reevaluate. This is the second time I've crashed in as many outings, and that's really not good.
It just hit the front tire hit something, and the tire did the best it could, but the suspension like stopped. The tire like buckled, and the rebounded, and the thing went to full lock, and then it was like just a nasty response. It just so I just felt like I have to tiptoe around everything, and I'm just holding my breath, waiting for it to hit a bump to where it's going to skitter,
That's not good.
And
You can't race like that.
no, on a smooth track, I mean, I could get near the limit. And just obviously the tires are not real soft race compounds, so it's not gripping that great. So I was able to approach the limits and slide it. And on smooth pavement, it's okay, but on rough stuff, it's so unpredictable. It just doesn't inspire confidence. I mean, the changes we made were definitely in the right direction, and I wish we could go lower on the shock and get a little more trail into it. It's just a bit twitchy. It just needs a little more trail. So I think that with the the Dunlop slicks on there will be an interesting step forward.
Not enough.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much we want to tear into this. So the thing I'm concerned about is whether we're going to spend all this time tearing it apart, trying to make it fit, and realize the parts won't fit.
Yeah.
We don't know enough about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess my guess is, based on the time we have and just the workload, and what I think the smartest thing is probably just to put fresh Dunlops on it, and we'll try it tomorrow.
Okay.
And then comes at the end of the day, Saturday, if we're not competitive or still struggling, we maybe consider doing the fork and the shock or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be of limited help because I think I broke my finger.
Pinky took a beating.
Yeah, my pinky took a beating. Well, at least the frame's okay, it looks like. You need a fairing and a...
I think that can just be twisted down. I've got a spare bar and stuff, so I think we're good.
Well, I'll replace whatever needs to be replaced.
If we put these forks and shock on there, I mean, obviously that's 30 or 40 pounds lighter at least, and
Kevlar, I just want to, what can I say? I love this suit. Look at, I hit hard, and it hurt. But all this padding in there, all this armor in here, I really believe just saved my hip from being broken. The suit held up really well. It's not even torn. Little thread there. Amazing stuff. All right, honey. So what do we need to do? I need to help Sean.
Increase your life insurance.
Look at her. She's out here laughing and smiling, putting up with us, putting up with me.
I think if I went down, my wife, I wouldn't even went down. I wouldn't call her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell her till I got home because I know she'd be going crazy until I got home.
Yeah. Yeah, I come in and she says, "Come on, but put your finger back in. Put your fingers dislocated.
Get that out there.
Get that finger back in." So anyway, prior to my ridiculous crash on Sean's bike, I'm really sorry.
I'm worried about your too bad off. My fingers are right.
Yeah, well, I pulled it back into joint. So anyway, but I got a chance to feel the difference that he's been talking about the forks on his bike and the setup and how that front end feels. And the difference is really dramatic. I mean, it really does ride like, like you said, it's like a Cadillac in one regard, but yet it's still, you're not wallowing. It doesn't feel just as really comfortable and really...
It absorbs all the bumps, but it's still very controlled.
Barely controlled, yeah. So anyway, the decision has been made. We're going to try and switch these forks. and get the forks on this bike. Because if we can get Sean's setup onto this bike with the power and agility of this bike, I think we're going to be looking really good. So that's going to be our goal for tonight. So see you later.
What do you think, Miss Ivy? What do you think of that 1190 RS? Is it really sweet?
Just the last couple of
Is that what the RS is for? Really sweet? Yeah. Oh. I think you could be an umbrella girl.